Should you start Kenneth Walker this week? The answer ultimately lands on the rest of your team. Like, you're starting, I think, Jerick McKinnon over Kenneth Walker this week. You're starting DeAndre Swift over Kenneth Walker this week. You're starting Zonovan Knight over Kenneth Walker this week. But, like, Walker for me is my running back 23. So I'm starting him over, a lot of other running backs, but it's that you really don't have a choice because of the level of talent, right? Walker's coming off of an ankle injury that cost him the last game, where we saw Travis Homer do nothing, where we saw Tony Jones do nothing, right? Travis Homer had double-digit touches and only got like 4.5, 5 fantasy points in his matchup. And here's the deal. Like, if we had more optimism that this was a good matchup, like, fine, we could move up Walker to like a mid-pack, high-end running back 2 in the rankings, but I just can't do that in the matchup against San Francisco. San Francisco allows the fewest fantasy points to running backs. They allow the fewest amount of amount of receptions to running backs. They're the second toughest rush DVOA per Football Outsiders. So this is an extremely difficult matchup, and I'm already fading Geno Smith this week. I'm fading Noah Fant this week, and we're fading Kenneth Walker this week, like, if we can help it. He is an extremely talented running back, but the matchup is terrible. He's coming off of an injury, and so could he hit a ceiling game? Like, anything is possible. But if I would put a number on it, I would say probably not. Like 70% that it's a bust game. Is there a 30% chance that he hits? Like, maybe, but it's not 50-50. It is not. Kenneth Walker is a running back 1 like he was when Rashad Penny went out and Walker had his streak of like 4 or 5 games where he was a solid running back 1, a high-end running back 2. That is not the case here. The median for me is like running back 23, because he could fall in the end zone. And in half PPR, that's what you're hoping for. He's going to get a couple receptions, a few targets. He's going to get the majority of rushing work. He was a full practice this week. He was limited on Monday. He's good to go now, but good to go coming off an ankle injury. There's documentation for running backs that they don't perform to 100% of back to form until a few weeks after they return to play. So I would not be optimistic about firing up Kenneth Walker. If you have other options, I'd be looking elsewhere. As I said, Zonovan Knight, Jerick McKinnon, just to name a few, are players that you should consider over Kenneth Walker for this week. Obviously, you're starting J.K. Dobbins over Kenneth Walker, but you need to temper your expectations. This is not the same player who got you to the fantasy playoffs that's going to go tonight against the 49ers. Not the same fantasy asset. I hope that he proves me wrong. I hope that he falls on the right side of variance for all of you who are Kenneth Walker roster managers. But the reality is this is not a good look. This is not a formula for success for Kenneth Walker tonight against the San Francisco 49ers.